Rhodri.
Is there anything that Lionel Messi is better than you at? It's opinions. I respect your opinions. Maybe in your opinion Messi is better than me, but in my mind I'm better than him.
I do it again.
Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me, oh you matter what. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me, oh you matter what. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up. Matter what. Told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me, it's not adding up. I do roll like a Mack truck, country heart, I might cop a farm and go act up. Like scars, I was cold hearted, now I'm back up. Keep it real, I do this once a month, I don't rap much. I just hit the money and go stack up. Only buy Carhartt cards and get tatted up. All that other bull, it don't matter much. You only climb me, I put the ladders up. No fault, I done doubled up on the workload. I think I fell in love with the bankroll. Pray up, get money, then we lay low. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me, oh you matter what. Add it up,
Hey guys, I'm Sai and welcome to A.C.E Podcast Nation, the home of Rhodri Giggs on football. This is episode number 21 and we are of course live on YouTube, Facebook and Twitter. And as you know by now, A.C.E Podcast Nation, your home to many great shows and series featuring top guests, expert analysts and more, including the very popular My Story with their most recent guest being Michael Olajide. Former championship boxer. His last professional fight was against Tommy Hearns, and he also is a Hollywood A-lister boxing trainer, fitness trainer. He's got people like Chris Hemsworth ready for Avengers, Mark Wahlberg, all these people. Very interesting story from a real genuine guy. So I hope if you haven't checked it out, check it out. There's going to be a load of clips dropping over the weekend for that. If you like your podcast in audio form, Sports Social Podcast Network, the UK's first dedicated sport podcast network. Find the show that you love and join the team there. And all the shows produced by us will be there. As we wait for a few stragglers, little Super 6 update. As you know, we're raising money for charity. We're raising money for Maggies Centres and Mind by doing a charity Super 6 prediction league featuring a host of ex-football players and myself, plus a load of other people. It was a low-scoring round this week for most of us, but last week there was two people getting into double figures. Well done to Vicky Gillen and Richard Davis, who topped the week on 11 points. From the celebrity players, the legendary Andy Legg came top with 9 points. There is no change between myself and Rhodri this week. It's welcome to the 200 club for Gavin Gordon. Craig Sullivan still tops the main table. And remember, the next round is 3 p.m. Saturday. I was a bit nervous yet this morning because I thought there was a midweek round and I'd forgotten to do it. So, I was very, very happy when I realised there was no midweek round because I didn't want to give, don't want to give Rhodri a chance to catch me up, my 20-point cushion. But as ever, joined by the man himself, former FC United and, of course, Salford City winger, manager, Mr. Rhodri Giggs. How are you, my friend?
What's happening, pal? You all right?
All good, buddy. All good, buddy. And looking nice and suave in your new studio, mate. All kitted out and ready to go. Sound is crystal clear.
Yeah, all mic'd up, but I don't really need the earphones, so I've just left them off.
No, you don't need it, mate. The sound's crystal clear. Connection, like you said, you got that the super broadband as well. So, we should be all good. I shouldn't have said that because that is definitely cursed. It would be the worst ever for connection issues tonight. Anyway, good week, mate. I spoke to you on Monday, didn't we? We did a little, you popped in. We tried to pop in, had some a few issues.
It was a nightmare. I'm all up for now. Yeah, it's all right. It's been nice today, so I played golf, so
it's a bit cold. It's got to be chilly, mate. Not as cold as Newcastle on Tuesday night, though.
Yeah, it's all right. Just wrap up. Sun's out. Get some fresh air in your lungs. Nice 4 or 5 mile walk. get some extra cash. I usually take the money. So
Yeah, there we go. That's a hustler, mate. Taking the money. Donna wants to know: is your studio in your house, Rhodri?
no, it's not.
No, it's not.
Unfortunately.
Manchester. Yeah, it'd be nice. Well, that's what I would like to have. Is like I want to get my father-in-law to build me like a studio in my back garden, which just hangs onto the back of the house, so I haven't got to go anywhere. And just...
No, it's in Salford, so
it's not far, is it, from you?
It's right. It's like right on the verge of town, so it's just off Chapel Street. So yeah, it's sweet.
How long is it from your house to get there? 10 minutes?
15 minutes. I'm in Bolton now, aren't I? So
yeah,
15 minutes, 20 minutes.
Well, as you know, my geography is incredible, so I'm well aware that Bolton and Salford are only about 15 minutes away. I was just testing you. Now, I've had an interesting week, I got to say. I had an interesting day today, though. I did a little interview with a little show with Darren Pearce today, which was a good one. Nice and interesting, some good stories. And it'll definitely be a good one for like Cardiff fans and Birmingham fans particularly. But he's obviously the current Cardiff under-23s manager as well. So, but yeah, it was good. He's really sound bloke. He's a pleasure, I got to say. Shout out to Eat Sleep Media as well. Again, what legends they are. So, mate, there's so much to talk about this week. It's unreal. We'll start with a certain Mr. Ryan Giggs. His assault trial was adjourned till August, I think it was. So, obviously, it's an ongoing court case, so we don't want to kind of get into that side of it because of contempt of court and all that sort of shit. But, like, from a footballing point of view, it does Wales no favours whatsoever because, we've talked about it, haven't we? Like, it was hopeful that it would be done and dusted January. Everyone would know where they were stood, and then Wales could move on one way or the other. However, that's not going to happen now, is it? And it just makes it so difficult. Like, what happens in August? It's a tricky one, mate, isn't it?
Well, it is, but these are professionals and they've been through it before and they handled it quite well. So yeah, they just have to do it again. So it's unfortunate, but these things, they do hang over you, back of your mind. I remember years ago. I'm talking years ago. So they're always in the back of your mind. So yeah, you want them to get them out of the way, but it is what it is. They'll just have to deal with it. I'm sure they will deal with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to get tricky, innit? I mean, like, what happens if he gets a not guilty verdict? Then where do Wales go from there? Like, does he take charge for the World Cup? Because he's contracted, as far as I'm aware, he's still under contract. So it's tricky, innit? Because Robert Page has done a phenomenal job under the circumstances, regardless of whether people think it's of his tactics or it's a bit too far for him or whatever. In the circumstances, he's done a great job. He's got us this far. It would be a bit unfair on him, wouldn't it? If we qualify and then he doesn't lead us in there.
Yeah, it's just it's just an unfortunate situation all around. You just want these out of the way, like I say, so you can know where you are and you can move forward. But it's a difficult situation if Robert Page does get them there, and then they've got a situation. Like I say, it's all ifs, buts, and maybes. You just got to wait, see what the outcome is, and hopefully, Wales can get there and compete in the World Cup because they haven't been to the World Cup for a long time and it's long overdue.
Yeah, 1958. I think first and foremost, Robert Page, and I'm sure it will be Robert Page, the players, the squad. They've all got to just be focused on that Scotland game. Nothing else matters. It's just got to be the Scotland game and nothing else because.
But they've got a game before the Scotland game, no?
No. It's just Scotland is the playoff, isn't it? And then it's. I know, is it? I might be wrong. I might have got ahead of myself. But
Scotland, if we win, no.
Yeah. Sorry, I apologise. I get way ahead of myself.
Oh, come on.
Way ahead of myself.
What is going on here? One game at a time. Side. Come on, you know what I'm inspired. The Austrians are watching this podcast now. But fuck, man, that's it.
Yeah. We'll show this Welsh prick what's going on now. Yeah. I apologise to all the Austrians out there because. We've got to focus, man.
Yeah, Austria.
hopefully Robert Page and the Welsh squad are not doing what I just did and completely ignoring Austria and thinking about the Scotland game. But look, Wales are perfectly capable of getting there. A lot depends on fitness of certain players, I think. But also, you look at the form of some of the young players. We talked a bit about Rabi Matondo the other day. Nico Williams has got to play football. He's not playing for Liverpool. He's got to get out on loan now in January. I think it's so important because he's an important player for Wales, and he's not playing football. It's difficult, I get it, but he's got to go somewhere, hasn't he?
Yeah, that age, especially with a World Cup coming up, he's got to be playing him. And he's done well when he's played for Wales. So, yes, you want to stay there and fight for your place. Come on, but you've got to be realistic. You've got the England right back in front of you, and he's a very, very good player. So you've just got to bite the bullet and go and make a name for yourself somewhere else, and then hopefully you can come back to one of the big clubs if you back yourself, and that's what he's got to do. Or he could sit and fight and wait another 2 or 3 years and then go. But then he's missed out on a load of football. So, yeah, it's a big decision, but I'm sure they'll make the right one.
And also, because he's not playing, he doesn't, if Wales do get there and he doesn't want to go into that World Cup on the back of not playing basically any first team football for a year, because that's hard, isn't it? You've got no momentum, you've got no reps in, and to go into a major tournament, which is going to be massive if Wales get there for Wales, who hasn't been there since the 50s.
You would think, if it was me, and you've got a World Cup coming up, and you're still at Liverpool starting next season, you're going to be speaking to the manager and say, "Listen, I've got a World Cup coming up. Am I going to be playing or am I not? If not, can I go out on loan? I don't want to miss this." You've got to force something. You've got to do something. Otherwise, it's like you said, it's going to be difficult to go into a World Cup and not playing any games at all.
Yeah. The other thing I was going to ask you about is with the playoff game with Austria coming up, for someone like Gareth Bale, who this is in all likelihood his last chance at playing in a World Cup. He's probably going to retire from international football at least if they don't get there, or if they get there after the World Cup, I would think. So this is his last sort of year of international football. He's always motivated for Wales. But what do you think his the mental side of his game is going to be like now? How motivated is he going to be to push Wales over the line one final time for him?
Oh, I think that's the only thing that motivates him. So I'm not worried with Gareth Bale. It's just hopefully his body can withstand the games that we need him to play in. It's going to be pretty hot. So it's not going to be boiling hot, but it's going to be pretty hot. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's I have no worries with Gareth Bale. Wales motivates him. So
wrap him and get Aaron Ramsey up in cotton wool.
I think he does that. I think that mentally does that himself when it's coming competition time for Wales. So like I say, it's the only thing that really probably gets his juices going.
Aaron Ramsey's been very heavily linked with Newcastle and a couple of other Premier League clubs, but him mainly has been Newcastle mainly. Do you think that's a good move ahead of the World Cup for Wales potentially, or is it going to make it more difficult for him to stay injury free?
I don't see Aaron Ramsey going to a Newcastle.
Okay.
I see him going to a Brighton or Crystal Palace. I don't see him going to Newcastle. He wouldn't. He'd hardly play up there. He's injury prone. It's freezing. It's cold. It's not good for him up there.
I think a good shout would be Aston Villa, mate, for Ramsey.
Aston Villa, yeah. But my bets, if I was a betting man, it'd be Crystal Palace.
London, yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, Arsenal.
Donna says Wales have to qualify because then Gareth Bale is a bluebird. She's been clinging to a thing that Sky put up a couple of weeks ago, where basically it was they were speculating that because his contract's up at the end of this season, he's going to want to play for someone between now and the World Cup, but he's unlikely to want to go to America or China or somewhere in the build up to the World Cup. So could he go
to somewhere near where the World Cup is, Qatar?
Yeah. I think he needs to be. You'd think he'd want to play. I suppose maybe he doesn't. Maybe he just wants to wrap himself up in cotton wool.
Yeah, nice and easy for him. Golf 24/7.
Yeah. Like Claire Pell there says, she said, I cannot see Gareth Bale at Cardiff City. The thing for me with it,
I can't either. But
if you had told me that Craig Bellamy was going to sign at his peak or not just over his peak from Man City to Cardiff, I would have laughed you out of the room, because at that point Bellamy was coming off the back of 2 incredible seasons for Man City.
It's different, mate, when you're talking with your hometown club. You'll do anything.
Yeah, but that's what Bale is more Cardiff. He's got more Cardiff links than Bellamy has.
That's why you can probably see it happening. You know what? I've got, let's go and play for my hometown club. If I was him, I would definitely think about it, because then you've done everything. I played for my hometown club, won the Champions League. I've done this. I've done that. Why not? It's
It's like his one thing left to do, I suppose, as well, isn't it? It's the one thing he's never done.
It won't be easy, You know what the Championship's like. You don't get it.
And people will want to have a piece of him, won't they? Do you know what I mean?
100%.
Donna, with regards to your question about the court case and Ryan and stuff, I don't really want to get into that sort of discussion and speculating about that side of it, only because it's an ongoing court case. There's, women who've made allegations.
Who's asking that question? Yeah, who's asking that?
It's Donna, isn't it? She's nosy, and she.
Keep your nose out, Donna. Come on.
I'll ask Rhodri after, but we can't. And plus, because it's an ongoing court case, if you start speculating and you get done.
I wouldn't say anything anyway. Not a podcast.
Yeah. So, what else we got? GD Parry says they must have known sooner there was no court space available. Isn't that what diaries are for? Jesus.
Yeah, it's a backlog, isn't it?
There's got to be a massive backlog of
everything,
isn't it?
Yes and no, because they have. I'm pretty sure it's been 2 years where they've been doing a lot of Zoom court cases, but it's still it's still a big, I suppose, a trial. You got to have juries. There's a lot of things that go into court cases, isn't there, when you think about it. So
when you think of the backlog that's in the NHS, for instance, the court system is just the same, isn't it? For anything which is an urgent.
And all these backlogs of who's having surgeries or whatever,
loads of it. Donna also says, Gareth Bale wants to come home to Cardiff. He could play golf at Cottrell Park. He has his golf bar here as well, and his other bar, and his mother and father are still in Cardiff. There's loads of things. There's more reasons why I think he would come to Cardiff. The only thing which holds it back is the wage, and I honestly think if he wants it, it's up to him. And at the end of the day, look, if he wants to come to Cardiff, he can come.
Wage wouldn't be an issue. Whatever they give him, they give him. He's a multi-millionaire. He's been in a lot of money for about.
He's on about 500 grand a week, isn't he? In Madrid.
Exactly.
So I mean,
money. You're not coming for the money, are you? So
no. It'd be interesting.
And then when we're saying he's not coming for money, he's still getting 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 grand a week. So
that's it. Exactly that.
He'll be out a week.
He ain't gonna be. Yeah, he's not gonna go without this. Before anyone gets worried. The other, interesting one today, mate. Wolves rejected a £15 million bid for Adama Traore from Spurs for 15 million. I actually think I'm not his biggest fan, Traore. I think I said to you before, I feel like he's a bit of a one-trick pony, but I think Conte could do something. He's 25. I think Antonio Conte could really do something with him and improve him as a player. I think he could be good for Spurs. Do you think Wolves...
Very good impact player as well. You've had an hard game and 30, 20 minutes left and you see him coming on, you think.
Like when you're 2-1 down against Leicester with 95 minutes gone.
Yeah. And he's just like, me, past you.
So. We'll talk about that game in a minute. That was unbelievable. But do you think that Spurs will go back in with 20, 25 and probably get him?
Yeah, he's got Spurs. Mate. That's
interesting. Would you want him at United?
They put it 15 million, no, I want 30. All right, it's 2020. Oh, it's 22. All right, it's 22. Cheers.
Daniel Levy is a good
Not seen porn stars.
negotiator.
Like those.
Okay.
They throw bidding. They throw.
Yeah, he goes back and forth. Like,
Yeah,
what? How much do you think he's worth? Like, what do you think is a realistic price if you were pricing him? 20, 25?
Yeah, 20 to 25 million, 22 million, 25. Round about that ballpark. Because, you know, he's dangerous and he's got really good potential on it. 25 as well. You know, 30 at a push. But, yeah, 22, 25.
Would you swap him for
You jot this
Martial?
down, by the way. 22 to 20, 25. Aaron Ramsey to Crystal Palace. There's 2. So I've jotted them down. Mind you, it's on here, isn't it?
Would you have Adama Traore a swap deal for Martial?
Oh, yeah. Drive and go and pick him up.
Interesting. So if Martial hadn't thrown his toys out the pram, though,
No, it's still driving there.
you think Traore is a better player?
I don't think he's a better player, but we'll get more out of him.
Interesting. To what? Because of his attitude, his work rate?
Lazy. Just lazy. Just walks about like some. Just can't. Just what? Yeah. I kind of got that kind of energy. He'd be so frustrating to play with. I'd be booting shit out of him in training because he'd do me frigging head in. All the ability in the world, but only wants to do it when he wants to do it, or you know, if something's not right. Yeah, it'd do my head in.
I do feel like Martial has like wasted a couple of years of his career just simply because he's got that laid back. He's either laid back or can't be arsed attitude. Because ability wise, Martial is a quality footballer on his day.
He's got great, exactly. You just said it, on his day. You can't be like that at Manchester United or these big clubs. You've got to be 10 good games, 1 bad one. 10 good games, 1 bad one. And it's just not happening. And that just goes throughout the squad at the minute as well. So
yeah,
at the minute, it's either we're brilliant in the first half, shite in the second, or shit in the first and brilliant in the second. So all they've got to do is get that sorted and they'll be there. Obviously, you can't dominate a game for 90 minutes, but you know,
I know you mean though.
I think Bruno, you're going to see Bruno play more of a deeper role and get more on the ball. He's the only one that can keep the ball and pass it, really. So until you bring someone else in.
Let's talk about the games then. I'm gonna Claire's put a question there. I'm gonna put that question to Rhodri now, Claire. I just want to talk about the games first. So last night was a really interesting night of football. Leicester played Spurs. I thought Leicester were pretty good for the majority of the game. Spurs, I didn't think were particularly great. And then all of a sudden, it was 95 minutes. It was 2-1 to Leicester, cruising home, 5th minute of injury time. And all of a sudden, Steven Bergwijn's picked up 2 goals. The second one, he's just done him for pace and injury time. But to concede 2 goals in the 95th, 97th minute and lose the football match, that's a big blow for Leicester, isn't it? Sloppy.
Yeah, it's, you know, for that to happen, that was like 5 minutes. Well, they scored in the 97th minute. But when you watch it, they've obviously scored and then added time of. But yeah, it's just, you know, it happens when you score a goal and you've been going on that long, probably the 94th minute, and they score, and then you think, oh, and then they're in the ascendancy, and before you know it, the game's over, and they won the game. You're like, what has just gone on? To be honest, that's never happened, but I've been at games that's happened too. So yeah, it's. I thought, especially at home as well. You know, it gets them back in the European race. So yeah, it's a blow for them. Yeah,
Conte's really improved Spurs, I got to say. They look a lot more solid. But I also thought Kasper Schmeichel was at fault for the winning goal. I don't know what he was doing. He kind of come out, and then when he came out, he didn't dive, and then he dived at the last minute. And I just thought he should have come out straight away and, you know, cleaned the ball out, taken the pressure off. But he hesitated and paid the price. On the Spurs front, Will says, if not for his Arsenal connections, Aaron Ramsey would be ideal player for Spurs to pick up now. I think that's probably a fair shout.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Gaz says, would you still have Brendan Rodgers at United? He's gone. Leicester have gone downhill since he was linked with the United job.
Yeah, I don't know.
Got one, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
They have gone downhill since he was linked.
Yeah, I don't know. I've kind of cooled off that.
Yeah, it's weird how that it's the way it goes, isn't it? Like, but Leicester have done amazing over the years to stay after they won the Premier League to continue being up there. I think they've done a phenomenal job, but it is very difficult to find those hidden gems season after season after season, and they've done it. In fairness, for the best part now of 8 years, just finding these players around Europe and Africa, which no one's really heard of, and then they come in and they do a fantastic job, but they just look a bit devoid of ideas, Leicester do, and they look tired. I got to say, a lot of those players look tired for Leicester, and it always feels like they need a bit of freshening up, whether that's the manager or the squad. Something's just not quite a bit off. Like,
say that again. You cut out that first bit.
I was just saying, Leicester, they've done a great job over the years picking up these hidden gems all around Europe. And
yeah, you know what it is, mate. Now Leicester have got to a point where it's not Leicester City anymore. It's Leicester City. Ex-champions. If we're not on our game, we're going to turn them over. So teams are turning up now, knowing that if we don't perform today, these are going to turn us over like a Big 4, Big 5 side. So that's what they're seeing now, and Leicester have got to deal with that now. That's all part and parcel of being where you wanted to be at the top, but then that comes with other added pressures where teams are coming now. If we're not up to it now, we're going to get turned over, and Leicester have got to react to that.
Interesting. Matthew says, what do you think Brendan Rodgers would have said in the changing room after the game, in your opinion? Hairdryer treatment? ?
It should, yeah. But it's just a freak thing. You just got to get it out of your head and move on very, very quickly. It's just... and hopefully it doesn't happen again. Well, I'm pretty sure it won't happen again. But yeah, you try and move on swiftly from it. I don't think Brendan Rodgers is a hairdryer type. Probably analyse the goals tomorrow or today and embarrass a few people probably if it's anyone's fault or no one's done the job properly. And then you move on pretty quickly because, yeah, it'll sting, that one.
Indeed. So another game was Manchester United played Brentford. On paper, looks like United were back at it and, very good. What did you make of the game overall, first of all? What did you think of Brentford as well? Like, how do you think?
It was fantastic first half. Like the manager said, well, I want exactly the words that he said. He said he smashed us. Well, I don't know if you can smash us and not score any goals. So, they outplayed us first half, outworked us, everything, but didn't score any goals. And then obviously United, with their quality, they've got the chance and stuck away and come away with a well-earned win because, it was a difficult, could have gone the other way in the first half, but, they stood strong and they come away, like I say, with a good win because, it seemed like every time I watch Brentford at home, it's bouncing and it's a difficult game. They play high-intensity game. They're right in your face, got some good players. So it's a good win. Get out there and get them out of the way because, like I say, it's a banana skin place, that.
I think the teenager, Anthony Elanga, is really... he's showing he's worth his place. Like, it's not like...
we paid 75 million for someone who's a kid in the fucking academy is doing better. There you go.
But he's showing he's worth his place, mate.
Well done, the hierarchy. Good work.
Again.
Fucking idiots. So, centre midfielder, fucking idiots. Buying players and set the bench, and you've got a player there that's very, very good. Young player, come through the academy, not scared, quick. Yeah, he's a bit raw, but he'll get better, not afraid. And then you've got someone coming in who you've been chasing, and he's been crap.
Yeah,
So,
he hasn't been at it at all.
no, it's not crap. Been crap. Not good enough. And you've got a kid outplaying you. So what's going on?
I thought Bruno Fernandes was excellent. He is the one player in that squad who I think you look at him, he cares. He cares when they concede. He cares when they lose. Like you could see, he's got a passion for the football club. They need him firing. I thought he was excellent. We said the other day about Rashford, a goal is just going to change the whole view of how he feels. He got his goal. He's really got to kick on now, haven't he? And take that confidence from that goal and go and get on a bit of a run of form, not necessarily goals, of form, working hard and playing well.
Yeah, everyone has. They're all in the same boat. No one's sticking out. It's Rashford because he's got a long look on his face, but you know they're all in the same boat. They all need to perform on a consistent basis, and you know it's a good win. It's a good win. A good performance in the second half. I've listened to the radio before, and you know what you think of Ronaldo shaking his head. So what? He's unhappy that he's coming off. So I would be unhappy that everyone's coming off. You want to score goals, you're 2-0 up, but at the bigger picture, you saw what we've won. It's, you know, people make
shows he
know,
cares.
It's all over the paper today. It's all over the radio. I've told you before. Anything about Manchester United will keep you busy all day. Phones will be ringing in, people are messaging, especially when it's Ronaldo, because they can't talk about 2 goals scoring a minute.
Yeah,
talk about someone shaking his head because he didn't want to come off. He's a winner. He don't want to come off.
I look at it. I look at it like this, mate. He's was he 37, 38? And he's still just as disappointed about coming off because he wants to get a goal as he was when he was 18. He's a winner, mate.
The waving the arms, I don't think he even waved his arms. I just think he was nodding to his head, like muttering to himself.
Yeah, why me?
He want to come off, but he's the manager. He knows best. He'll need him in 3 days, and you might play 90 minutes then. We didn't need you to play 90 minutes. We want to save you. So I'm looking you're unhappy. We'll live with it.
As soon as the game's won, rest him, innit? Because he's 37, 38.
Bigger picture.
Claire Pell says, question, do you think Ronaldo will stay at United beyond the end of this season?
Oh, Liverpool scored. Yes.
Do you think there's any chance he goes in the summer?
No.
Interesting.
No. It's Manchester United. He's got 2 years. He's going to see out his end of his contract. He's not going to leave. If he leaves,
I think
it tarnishes it a bit. Why is he leaving us? Okay, he doesn't want. No, sweet. See ya.
Yeah, it would be a bit weird.
So for me, because he loves Manchester United, or so he said he did, you'd see it out.
Yeah, it's a bit weird, wouldn't it, if he was suddenly to go like halfway through a 2-year contract after the big homecoming and that. Like if he had a 5-year deal or something, then maybe. But like 2-year contract, you'd think he'd see it out. It'll be interesting though. Was it? I got to say, with that, with the United team, I thought every single player looked better generally in that game yesterday. When they brought on Harry Maguire to steady the ship when it was 3-0, just to make sure they didn't concede. And for the goal, he's marking Fred,
which he's obviously learned from his mistakes at Villa, which he should have done. So yeah, at least he's learning because he should have done that at Villa. 2-0 up, stick another centre half on, shut the game off, boom. But no, he didn't do that, and he's done it. And yeah, it's clever. Just see the game like the game's won. You don't need to do anything else.
Yeah, but Maguire made a mistake, didn't he, for the goal? He was marking Fred.
That's why he's on the bench.
I will say I thought Varane and Lindelof made quite a good pairing, actually.
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty good.
He's obviously found a pair in there now, so
stick with him.
Yeah,
what do you make of the? Sorry, mate. What do you make of the story that was going around yesterday from some of the journalists on Twitter saying that Raniak has told the board that Shaw, Wan-Bissaka, and there was someone else, Maguire,
Sure.
Shaw, Maguire and Wan-Bissaka are all not good enough, and they've all got to go. I was surprised to see Luke Shaw in that group, I've got to say.
He's been there 8 years. He's probably had 1.5 good years. So,
but they were very good though. They're like that up until this year, he was being good for 2 years, haven't he?
He's had 8 years.
Yeah, but he had a broken leg for
not winning anything. Yes, he's done okay. He's done okay, but I won't be. No.
Out of that 8 years, mate. How many of those years was he out injured?
Down and ringing the phone off the Ducks, screaming and shouting if all 3 of them left. Like, oh no. Well, all right. Who's coming in to replace him?
I'd keep Shaw, I think, because like when you think of out of those 8 years, how many of those years was he out with a broken leg? Probably twice, wasn't it? So you're talking probably best part of 3 years of that is out with long-term injury.
I'd keep Shaw, keep Maguire. Wan-Bissaka,
that's interesting to me, see, because Wan-Bissaka's good defensively.
It's a modern game, mate. You need to be going both ways. I told you, I'll say this, I'll say it again. He crosses the ball like he's got flippers on. He cannot cross the ball. He's a professional footballer.
Yeah,
that's how it looks to me. When you look at him, when he's crossing the ball, it looks like he's got flippers on. I'm like, fucking cross the ball. It's not difficult.
Yeah, I think
that's all you got to do. Just, every day, cross balls, 50 balls until you get it right every single day. That's your job. No, don't do that. Just puts his foot to it and just tries to, it's
bizarre.
Mind-blowing to me that he cannot cross a ball properly.
Yeah. It's strange, mate.
He can't whip a ball. He can't do anything.
He doesn't even do what.
He can't get his little sandwich out. He needs a little sandwich. He can't find an area. He can't do anything with the crossing. One-on-one defending, great, brilliant. But if you go through Robertson, Chilwell, James, Trent Alexander, all the top fullbacks, and you look at their assists to his.
Yeah,
and they'll all be double figures, and he'll be like that 0.
He doesn't even do what, like Valencia never used to be the greatest crosser, but he used to get in and then he'd smash it.
He got better though. All he would do is drill balls, drill. But he's obviously worked at it and he got better. His last year, he could actually cross a ball, so he's obviously worked on it. This kid is not working on crossing the ball. He's just putting his foot to it. It's just mind blowing.
It is really odd. It's odd. Like, I think Will, to wrap up like this part of it, Will makes a really good point. He says he maintains that they make anything out of a molehill. Ronaldo think he's just an emotional guy who wants to score goals, so he doesn't want to come off the field if he hasn't scored a goal. And I think that's what it comes down to is his dedication to
massive news. Goal scorer shaking his head because he's coming off.
Exactly that, mate. De Gea was good again.
Never seen that before. We can see it 50 times a flipping season. Because it's Ronaldo, front back page news, chatting crap on TalkSport all day about it. Do me a favour. Muppets are ringing in. Muppets are actually ringing in.
You love it. You love listening to TalkSport.
No,
the blood pressure up.
Turn it on. Turn it on. A bit of Marvin Gaye. Chill.
Yes.
Yeah. A bit of Marvin Gaye. Teddy Pendergast.
You love a sing song though, don't you? I see you with your stories on Facebook and Instagram and that. Just love a song.
You won't see watch that Masked Singer though. What a load of crap.
Oh, mate, I don't watch any reality.
How do people watch that?
I just mind kills your brain cells, mate. Reality TV, mate. Do you watch any reality TV?
Do I watch any? Actually, I do.
What you watch? You watch Love Island, didn't you?
No, I watch that shit. I've got a guilty pleasure. It's called Below the Deck.
What's that?
Yeah. Below Deck. Below Deck. There's loads of seasons. I've seen them all. It's basically a yacht. Basically a yacht, and obviously a chef, crew, and then people come on, and then they go up, and then it's just So it's basically rich people on a yacht.
Look at that. Yeah, Mass Singer, not having that. I can't handle any. I hate reality TV as a concept. I've got to be honest. The only one I've ever watched is The Ultimate Fighter with the UFC. That's the only one I've ever watched.
That's decent, yeah. I like that.
I wanted to ask, what do you make of the situation with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang? Obviously, he was pulled from the African Cup of Nations game for Gabon because his some scans had revealed heart lesions. So, of course, it was following a bout from COVID. So, of course, look, straight away, especially in the climate over the last few years, any heart issues, pull him. So he was out of the game initially. Then they sent him back to Arsenal for more treatment. But he's put out on Instagram today, I'm completely healthy. I really appreciate all the messages over the last few days, and I'm already back at it. So if he's healthy and he's back at it, why isn't he playing for Gabon in the African Cup of Nations?
Because he's an idiot.
He's a problem, mate.
He's an idiot.
Problem child.
Get him out of that. Get him out of my club. He's an idiot. Or not my club, but get him out. Wait, he's an idiot. An idiot.
Yeah, it's a weird one. Another one, by the way, exactly like Martial. On his day, phenomenal striker, but his day is 1 in 8, 1 in 10.
He's an idiot. An idiot. Anyone who been given the captaincy at a club like Arsenal and acts the way he acts is an idiot. Yeah. Plain and simple.
Fair point. Fair point indeed. Jesse Lingard, the Man United have rejected Newcastle's loan bid for the midfielder. United want 3.5 million for a loan deal till the end of the season. This is why I don't understand this, right? He goes free in the summer. So why are they asking for 3.5 million to loan him till the end of the year? Surely you just sell him for 3.5 million.
Where's this story come from? Sorry.
It was all over the place. This is on the BBC website now.
Yeah.
It says United have rejected Newcastle's loan bid for England attacking midfielder Jesse Lingard.
No, I'll find out about that because I know Jesse's dad and I know people know Jesse, so I know what's going on. I'll see what's going on there. But
it's a weird one, that isn't it? Like he's
going
for free.
Why was it in the squad? He should be playing.
Well, he should be. Yeah.
He goals. He scores goals. And it's a weird one that for me because he should have played a lot more this year and he's not. So.
Well, all this period where Greenwood's been struggling, Rashford's been struggling, Bruno's been struggling, they brought in Elanga, good decision, but they should have brought in Lingard as well to let those players get back into form.
They dropped Bruno, and Bruno's better with the more that with his back to goal. I don't think he's best. So when he's got more space and he can be more free, I think he's a lot more. And then Greenwood will benefit from it. Rashford will benefit. Everyone else will benefit from it. Instead, you've got, you've had Fred or Matic or McTominay, and they're good players, but they're not a range of passes that Bruno's got. So I think you'll see him a lot. He'll play a lot more deeper. So and the others will benefit from it.
Do you think Lingard's nailed on to go to Newcastle? It makes sense to go.
If it goes to the end of the season, I can see him going West Ham.
See, I had this conversation with someone yesterday. If he goes to I think if he goes somewhere now, I think he goes to Newcastle or West Ham. If he goes somewhere in the summer, I could see him going to Italy or Spain or somewhere.
He's not going to go abroad.
Do you reckon?
He won't go abroad.
Because I just think because of his age, if he's going to ever go and play football abroad, now's the time. Will he want to play against?
I don't see him going abroad.
Okay,
he's the home type.
But then, is he going to want to go and play?
No, him going to London. He's been there, and he's maybe Arsenal. He would play well against Arsenal. Do well there.
I said he'd be a good fit for Arsenal before. The mighty Bluebirds have picked up some loan signings. They've signed Manchester City's what's his name, Tommy Doyle. Apparently, by all accounts, is a very good striker. Tommy Doyle, his name is. Know anything about him?
No. I'll ask Des, he'll know.
He was on loan at Bundesliga 2.
Oh, yes, I do. Yeah, he's
Hamburg.
He's a good player, him. Young kid, though. Yeah, he's a good player, him.
Yeah, he's supposed to be a machine, goal scoring wise. Like,
he's goal scoring. Yeah, he'll do well for you, him.
They need some pace and some goals up front. So I think from that side, it's a good signing. I watched a couple of interviews this week with Wayne Rooney, and it was fascinating, mate. Honestly, you can't fault him, mate. Right, the honesty that he's giving in these interviews. People are asking him about takeovers and stuff completely out of his hands, and he's answering honestly as he can. And he'll say, "I don't know. I'm in the dark," or "We're supposed to find out over the next couple of days," or whatever. He says, "Sam Baldock, I've decided I'm not going to re-sign him, so he's going. That was my decision. I decided for footballing reasons I don't want to re-sign him." He talked about some other players, some of the younger players. He said these 2 young lads who played in the first team, he said they are not going out on loan because I want them to play. He just seems so switched on. And I think, excuse me, people don't give Wayne Rooney, people write Wayne Rooney off as being stupid. And he's not. He's so switched on. He knows what he's doing. I think he's going to make a tremendous manager if he gets the right opportunities at the right times. And at the moment, I think he's doing a wicked job at Derby. I cannot fault him.
Yeah, I don't understand how you can call a football genius stupid.
But people do, though. Not me. I'm not saying he is.
No, I understand, but it's because the stupid mistakes he has made. It doesn't make him stupid. It just makes, he makes stupid mistakes. Doesn't mean stupid because, he's obviously clearly not, because he's, if people are saying, "Oh, you're stupid," well, this stupid person is your leading goal scorer ever.
Yeah. So
it can't be that fucking stupid. So, and Manchester United leading goal scorer. So yeah, recently people are comparing Phil Foden. The people forget how good Wayne Rooney was.
Yeah, they do. They really do.
Wrapped at 16 years of age, Phil Foden was nowhere to be seen a year ago. He was still on the bench. So people sleep on Wayne Rooney. He was an unbelievable player.
And you said about United are always like the news. Phil Foden, by the way, made the same mistakes that Mason Greenwood made. But Phil Foden's back in the England squad. Mason Greenwood wasn't. Mason Greenwood, when you see a report about him in the paper, it's always negative, and he'll remind you of that mistake he made. Same with Wayne Rooney. Whenever he's talked about,
Sterling, mate. It was the same Raheem Sterling, and there's a common denominator in all of them.
Exactly. As I was going to say, exactly that. The treatment Raheem Sterling got, mate, by the media for the first 10 years of his football career was so fucking disgusting. It was unreal. He used to rile me up. And when he came out, do you remember the thing? It was always Raheem Sterling, father of 6 kids from different mothers, and it was always like that kind of stuff, which was like printed in these shitty papers. And then it turned out that wasn't the case whatsoever. Like he was like he had kids and whatever, and it was just the treatment of him was disgusting. And like if he put up on his Instagram like some photos of his house or something, it would be like he's showing off, and it's not. He's just doing what every other person in the world does. If they get like a new TV or a new extension or whatever, they take photos of it and they put it on their social media pages. But like you said, there is a common denominator there, and the British media has always been the same on that front, unfortunately. Wayne Rooney, mate, quality footballer, and I agree with you. Does not credit.
He'll go on to be a great manager, because he reminds me along the lines of Steven Gerrard. What he's doing there, guy. If he's going to do it, we've talked about it. We talked about it 3 or 4 weeks ago, and now he's literally they're off the bottom. They're the bottom are like 5-6 points from safety. So, and you've got 20 games left. That's 60 points. So yeah, I think he could finish mid-table. So and that would be an unbelievable achievement. No one has ever done that before. 21.
How many points was it that they got deducted?
Points, like a squad of 15, 16, using kids as well.
Well,
some of them all old journeymen like Jagielka, Curtis Davies, but solid centre halves, honest players, good players. So,
but you know what he done, which was clever, mate, is he got Jagielka in at the start of the season. 39, Phil Jagielka is. He got Jagielka in, got Curtis Davies in, got Sam Baldock in, experienced championship footballers, and then got all the youngsters in and around those players. And now he's released Jagielka now because he doesn't need him anymore.
He does not.
Well, he's got the young players.
When I watched him play, he's played really well. Tom Lawrence always plays well for him.
I'd love him back at Cardiff on loan, I would, but I think his wages are too high because I think he's a great footballer. He made a mistake. Yeah, he wasn't the only one who was involved in that accident. He made his mistake. He served his ban. Look, it's not like we just said about Rooney and Phil Foden, Mason Greenwood. Shock horror, teenagers or men in their 20s make errors in judgment. Like, we've all done it. Everybody makes mistakes, especially your 20s and your teens. That's when you should make your mistakes. So when you get older, you can go on and not make the same mistakes again. And I just think social media has made it worse for like how people are judged on those mistakes. Like that footballer I was telling you about the other day from one of the championship clubs, who the FA was trying to fine for a tweet he made 10 years ago when he was 15. And it's like, come on, what are we doing here? Embarrassing. So apparently, I think Cardiff have signed or are in the process of signing Cody Draymar from Leeds, who's a fullback. I'm going to have a look at that. I'm not familiar with him, I've got to be honest, but someone just said he's pretty good. And then get Nico Williams in on one side, get Draymar on the other side. Cardiff could be in business second half of the season. But do you know how many loan players you're allowed in? Because they must have 3 or 4. No, I think there's a limit. I've got a feeling there's 4 or 5. But I think Cardiff can't be far off the limit, and they don't have the money to keep bringing players in. I don't know about that. I'll have to check. Yeah, Draymar signed for Cardiff on loan from Leeds, fullback 20, and they've added a bit of pace and youth, which is what we've needed. Yeah, see, I'm a bit behind the times. I didn't watch the last game. Draymar played last week for Cardiff, so I'm well up on it. He's also an England under 21 international, but Cardiff desperately needed pace, so they've got him out wide. They've got Doyle up front. Hopefully if that Tommy Doyle can link up with Kiefer Moore, that could be a big signing for Cardiff in the second half of the season, because Kiefer Moore has lacked. He's been very isolated a lot of the time.
Yeah, plus you need to give him a rest now and again, and
get someone young around him, though, innit?
Yeah, exactly. Get some legs around him, because he wins a lot of balls. So yeah, you just need numbers, mate. It's a tough league when you've got playing Saturday, Tuesday. You're travelling up and down the country. It's not easy, especially Cardiff as well, because everyone's going to be mostly everyone's going to be a trek. So yeah, it's not easy.
No, and
get as much numbers in as possible and quality if you can.
Yeah, they got such a small squad, Cardiff and Derby. Like we're talking about Derby, they got a small squad too. And I think with Cardiff, like you look at Kiefer Moore, the reason he's so effective for Wales is because Wales, they play him up front on his own, but he's always got Ramsey, Bale, Daniel James, all these players around him who have got pace and guile. And in Cardiff, Kiefer Moore often looks a quite frustrated, isolated figure. So hopefully people like Tommy Doyle will be the key, shall we say, to a better second half of the season. And look, but you can't be depending on 20-year-old loan signings to keep you up in the Championship. That is my argument.
No, but it's numbers, isn't it?
Yes, they can make a difference, but come on. If that's what we're depending on to stay up, we've got a problem.
Well, you won't depend on them, but you need squad players, don't you? You need people to give people a rest, even if they're just people on the bench.
Yeah, an important one is if they apparently it's weird. Wolves, I think it's Wolves, recalled Ryan Giles, which was a big blow to Cardiff because he'd been one of their better players creatively, and now they recalled him, and then now he's supposed to be coming back again. So I don't know what's gone on there, whether he couldn't find him a club or he didn't want to play. I don't know. Right, if you've got any questions, people, then get them in now. And we will answer them to finish off. We'll have a look at the fixtures for the weekend. We've got a game on Friday, mate. Norwich versus Watford at Watford. How do you see that one going?
Which one, Norwich and Watford?
Norwich and Watford at Watford.
Ooh, you got to go with the home team there, haven't you?
Yeah, I think so.
1-0 or 2-1 Watford.
Okay, Everton Villa at Everton. Everton. I was going to ask you about Everton. Benitez sacked. What do you think about that? That's a big, big decision.
It was always coming, wasn't it? It's always, we've seen this play out before. Our managers come to clubs when half the fan base don't want him there. It just never works because as soon as you have a bad run of results, and he's had a bad run of results.
Yes.
It's the writing's on the wall. So I don't know why they went with him in the first place. When Big Dunk took over, he did a good job. So why didn't you keep with him? So I don't know where they're going to go. A Frank Lampard or Wayne Rooney, that'd be a good choice.
Well, as I said on Monday, I think the best choice for them is Duncan Ferguson till the end of the season, and then Wayne Rooney from there, and let him build. They've got money to spend. They got all that new owner who's got a bucket load of money. So let Wayne Rooney.
I don't see Wayne wanting to go there, but I also see him wanting to see this out. So
that's why I think he won't go anywhere. So I think they've announced that Ferguson's there now till the end of the year. But if Wayne Rooney comes in, I believe that they need to back him and give him money to spend and let him build something over a period of years. As long as he's not getting relegated, and he's, if they're mid-table, bottom half, whatever, let him build something over a number of years. He cares about the club. He's already shown he's got something about him on the managerial side of things. So get Duncan Ferguson around him. Maybe have a director of football with a bit of experience. Get him building something, because Everton's a massive club and they should be doing better. The size of the club, the history of the club, the money they've got, and the players they've got in their squad already, they should not be down the bottom of the league. And Rafa Benitez is a better manager than that. I don't know what's gone on there, but like you say, it's very difficult when half the fan base don't want you.
Yeah.
Rhodri Matthew Angel says, does Rhodri have ambitions of getting into management? We discussed this a little bit before, didn't we? But go on.
Yeah, well, I might be getting involved with something next season, so I'll have to wait and see.
Have you completed your badges now?
Well, a few of them, but I've still got a few to go.
You love it though, don't you? The coaching side of it.
Yeah, good kids that can play a bit, and yeah.
It's the way, mate. Brentford versus Wolves at Brentford.
Brentford versus Wolves.
At Brentford. I think I got Brentford there, mate, all day long because I don't think Traore plays.
Yeah,
so I think Brentford.
Wolves don't concede many though, so I'm gonna go 1-1. I want to go 0-0, but I'll go 1-1.
Brentford's biggest problem is scoring goals. Matthew added, he said, I think you'll do a cracking job. Good luck with it. There you go.
Cheers,
Leeds versus Newcastle at Leeds. So it'll be nice and warm because it's not in Newcastle. So where are we going? Leeds have been on fire recently.
That'd be a high-scoring game. That's I'm going to go 3-2.
Interesting. Yeah, I fancy Leeds there, mate, I got to say. Leeds been on fire recently. They beat West Ham on the weekend. I thought that was a great result. 3-2. West Ham flying, so that's a big result for Leeds. I fancy, and they beat Burnley the week before that. I know they got dicked by Arsenal and Man City, but you're kind of expecting that. I go Leeds 2-1 Newcastle against Newcastle. And then you got United versus West Ham. That is going to be a tough one. I think that's going to be high scoring though as well.
4-2 United.
What do you make of the 4-2-2-2-2-2-2-2-2 formation? Do you like it? Or do you think it lacks a bit of width?
Well, no, because you can get width through fullbacks if you're doing it correctly. So players have got to buy into it, mate, to see the benefits of it fully, and you haven't seen it yet.
I find United very hard to predict because I wouldn't be surprised, right, if United beat West Ham 3-4-1. But I also wouldn't be surprised if West Ham beat United 3-1. I find it difficult to predict. The players that, if you look at it on paper, United should win. But there's such an issue with the changing room at United. You just don't know. I will go with the United win there, though. Southampton versus Manchester City at Southampton. Tricky. Southampton, yeah, every time.
Sorry, I was just reading something. Say again.
Southampton versus Man City at Southampton.
Southampton versus Man City.
Definitely Southampton win. As Man City cruise to the Premier League title.
They're just like a well-oiled machine. They can just keep like 4-3-1, 4-4-1.
Yeah, my mate said the other day he reckons that Man City are going to win by a record points deficit gap, whatever.
Possibly. What's the record?
I think it's about 20 something.
It's by United, isn't it? 26, was it?
EPR, was it record? What would you call it? Gap in points. I would guess I think it's 26 rings a bell. Right. There you are. So let's have a look at these. Smallest, so the team records for the titles. Most titles, Manchester United 13. Most consecutive title wins, Manchester United and Manchester United 3. Biggest title margin, 19 points, when Man City had 100 points and United had 81. Smallest title winning margin was a goal difference of +8, which was, of course, the Aguero goal. Where were you when that happened, mate?
I was coming back from Dublin and I just got off the airport and was in a taxi going to the pub.
So were you like listening to it live?
Oh, we're listening to it on the radio going, yeah, we're going to win the league. Mm-hmm. Take me home, driver.
Yeah. Jesus.
It was like, yeah, we're going that way. No. Take me home. I'm going home.
Painful.
That's literally the conversation. We just got a ride from Dublin. I was there with. Who was I there with?
I bet you were buzzing as well. I bet you were like, yeah, won the league. Let's go.
I was with Ryan Thomas actually from Coronation Street.
How are you?
He'd done a PA in Dublin. I went with him, and nightmare.
It just didn't happen. Cardiff City versus Bristol City. Oh, a 7-side derby at Bristol. Oof.
Bristol what?
Bristol City.
Against
home to Cardiff.
Bristol aren't doing that well, are they?
No, not too great. 7-side derby.
2-0 Cardiff. Fuck it.
Oof. I think I can't see that. Where Bristol? Oh, Bristol is 16th, Cardiff 20th. Yeah, I'm going to go with Cardiff win 1-0, 100%. Definitely. Tommy Doyle's going to bag a couple. And then just for Leslie, even though I haven't seen him tonight, we'll go a Middlesbrough prediction because he gets all upset if we don't do a Middlesbrough prediction for him. But he's not here, so maybe we shouldn't do it. Blackburn.
We'll the FA Cup and we can give a spanking prediction like 5-1 United. Something.
Yeah. Middlesbrough, Blackburn. At Blackburn. That's a tricky one, that is, actually. Blackburn been absolutely fire this year.
Middlesbrough on fire at the minute now, so 1-0 Middlesbrough.
Oh, no, I don't know if I remember that at all. Blackburn, 2-0. I think they're a very, very good side, and I think they're going to get the automatics, I've got to say. Right, if you've got any questions, let's get them in. We've got about 2 or 3 minutes. So, do you think Cavani stays at United, mate, over the rest of the season?
No, I think he is going to Barcelona. I reckon.
Really?
Yeah, I could see him go to Barcelona, yeah.
Well, in January or at the end of the season?
No, at the end of the season, yeah. He's not going anywhere yet.
Yeah, okay, I can see that. Do you think United will bring in a centre midfielder before the January window's up?
I hope so.
If you could choose where Aaron Ramsey goes for in the January transfer window, what club would you choose for him? And Wales, obviously.
Crystal Palace.
You think Vieira could do a good job with him? Did he play? He must have played with Vieira.
Brighton.
Ramsey must have played with Vieira, didn't he? Ramsey.
Yep.
So that could be a little carrot. Interesting stuff. Looking forward to it. Got some big stuff coming up on the channel. I'm filming my story with Joe Jacobson tomorrow. Sunday evening, we have Danny Battenfield show with UFC veteran, bare knuckle boxer veteran Chris Fishgold, who is quite the character. He's a lunatic, as someone put it to me in the comments, but he's a very entertaining guy. Really looking forward to having a chat with him on Sunday night. So please join us as we have a chat. I'm sure football will come up as well. He's a proud Scouser, so it'll be interesting. Check out patreon.com/Ace Podcast Nation for more exclusive content and shows, including some behind-the-scene footage from my interview with Dan Pearce today. That should be up by the weekend. Just waiting for them to send me the video and stuff and get that sorted. But some phenomenal stories in that as well. And the ones, he shared a couple after the show as well, which were really good. Got any plans for the weekend, mate?
I've got any plans. I'm going to watch local football side. My mate's a manager there, but where they play miles away, but they're playing in Stockport, so I'm going to go watch them Saturday.
Do you still play, mate, at all? Like anything at all? Like 5-a-side, 6-a-side?
People always ask me, play Sunday. Are you absolutely drunk? I'm going to go and play on a Sunday where it's freezing cold, the grass is up to my knees, and you've got Ben here who's just got in at from 8 o'clock, and he's like, mad. No. Play charity games.
Don't fancy that, mate.
Play about 6 to 8 games a year. But yeah,
do you reckon your legs would be up for it?
I always asked to play back non-league football. I'm like, man, I'm nearly 45, but because I look after myself, you see.
So you reckon your legs would still do it, you?
Oh, easy.
Get in that non-league stuff, mate. Get a couple of quid each week.
Joking. The handicaps. I'm on 5 handicap in a minute. Get down to.
He's going pro golfer. You heard it here first. That's what he's aiming for.
I took it seriously. Even if I took it serious and proper practice and went to the actual driving range, I'd probably get better.
Look at him now. Here we go. Right. So, what are you handicap 5?
5, yeah.
So, if you get it down to zip by the end of the year, I think you should turn pro. Sponsored by Ace Podcast Nation. See where you go. There's a couple of footballers. Which footballer went pro golfer fairly recently?
Lee Sharp.
There you go. You versus Lee Sharp in the final.
No contest.
Can you imagine?
No contest.
Is he any good at golfing?
Yeah, he must be all right. He must be all right.
Oh, see, I could build that up with some promos and like Lee Sharp versus Rhodri Giggs in the final pro golfing tournament.
I think there's another one as well that did it.
Yeah, there's been a couple of pro footballers.
I think Julian Dix did it.
Pro footballers who turned golf.
Julian Dix. Why are you doubting me, Ty?
Yeah, Julian Dix, I know he did. There's been a couple, 20 golfing footballers. No, I don't want that. I want like footballers who turn pro golf, like Google. No, Julian Dix won, Lee Sharp's won. I'm sure there's another couple, but I can't find a decent list. Footballers who play golf. I don't want footballers who play golf. I want footballers who like.
I'm one of them people. If anything had stuck in mind, so I could have done, but yeah.
Yeah, well, like I said to you the other day, mate, I was speaking to someone about a month or two ago, and they said when you was like sort of 14, 15, you were better than Ryan. No, when he was 14, 15, and you would have been a bit. You're older, aren't you?
I'm younger.
Younger, sorry. You were better, but circumstances led to you not fulfilling that potential.
Yep.
Do you look back?
He always loved football. I love sport. I love playing sport. But like I said, just yeah.
You like rugby as well, though, didn't you?
I love rugby. I love football. I would have played rugby. If my dad stuck about, I would have played rugby, yeah. Because I always loved rugby better than football. I always thought...
Were you better at rugby than football?
Yeah.
Where'd you play, on the wing?
No. Scrum half, standoff. Rugby league, innit? It's not...
Okay.
None of that union crap.
Rugby league's brutal, isn't it? That's what you want.
It's a man's game. And
they just smash into each other in rugby league, don't they? Fucking
yeah. So, but then the cricket, I like playing cricket as well. Maybe even I was thinking before. I was just been watching Paddy Lacey's. I wouldn't mind to go boxing either, but yeah.
Do you do like boxing and that for training?
Every now and again, I've got a heavy bag in my back garden side. So yeah, every now and again, yeah. I usually kick it and kick. I'm a big UFC fan, so I'm kicking it, punching it, go out in the old tights and
that. Oh, that's what I was going to say to you. So March 19th, there's UFC London on.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
So I'm going to do a watch along with Danny, and just watch it and do like a live stream or whatever. You up for joining us?
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah,
because it's on at a decent time, so we'll do a little watch along.
Yeah,
have a chit chat with the people.
Paddy the Badger on that, won't he?
Yeah, I think Paddy will be fighting definitely. Darren Till will fight. I think Jack Shaw's going to be fighting. That's
Leon Edwards. No, he's fighting Usman next, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he's going to be fighting Usman. Jack Shaw, obviously the Welshman, is going to do big things this year. Him and Paddy, I think they're those two. Out of all the Brits, those two and Leon Edwards.
Maybe to get that. Maybe get that Hamza. He's from Sweden, isn't he? That's local.
Hamza, yeah. I would love to interview him, mate. He's fucking bonkers. Absolute bonkers.
He crazy, man. He crazy.
You crazy, man. Right.
I smash you, man. I smash you. So he says, I smash you.
What did you do in cricket then? What was your forte in cricket? Because I was good at cricket.
Fast bowling.
Fast bowler, spinner.
No,
spinner.
No, medium fast.
Swinging it both ways.
Medium fast, yeah.
Like I was a wicketkeeper. I played for Glamorgan.
Fielding. I love cricket. Loved cricket when I was growing up. We always used to play cricket.
It's proper sport, isn't it? Like when you're playing with your mates and that, you're playing as a team.
8 or 9, so none of this helmet crap. Stick your cap
really
on.
Really social play.
And yeah,
I got smashed in the head when I played for. I think it might have been playing for Glamorgan. We played on the team we were playing. We went away and they had like an artificial pitch. So I opened the bat in. I was only about 14, 15. Opened the bat in, lining him up, hit him for a 4 leg. And then the next ball, he pitched it a bit short. It wasn't that short. And it just bounced off the artificial pitch, smashed me in the temple, fucking knocked me out clean. So I went off and I still come back out later on. I think I got bowled for like 4. Brutal. I think I was pretty sure I was concussed. But
when he was bowling, he was just seeing 3 balls. Then you went.
It was just like swaying like that. Ooh. But I seen a rugby league player, a clip on Facebook the other day, where this rugby league player just got absolutely clattered, and like he got up. And he was like trying to beckon a guy on to have a bit of a scrap, but he was pointing in the wrong direction. The guy was over there, and he was just like staggering about. I was like, you need to have a sit down.
It's what I grew up watching, so I was going to watch my dad every week.
Your dad he played both, though, didn't he?
My dad played rugby. Well, he obviously grew up playing rugby union for obviously Newport, Cardiff, Wales, and then obviously moved to Swinton, playing rugby league.
Swinton. Did he play for anyone else rugby league? Yeah.
Nah. But Swinton were decent back in them days. Well, I say decent. You know, I can't really think, but they weren't. It wasn't like the Super League though. It was like the Championship. But I said to him, "Why didn't you ever go to one of the big ones?" He said, "I didn't want to." So.
Interesting. Love it. So you reckon you could have tried your hand to many a sport.
Easy.
If you had put the effort in.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
But would you look back, like, wouldn't you have liked to, like, with hindsight, if you could go back with the mindset you got now to when you was like 16, 17, you could do things differently? Like,
no, not really, because
you had a whale of a time. No,
it's not about that. It's about, you know, still going to rugby on my own, going to football on my own. So no one ever.
So what was it? Was it because, like, they'd take Ryan, and then you'd kind of been left to just get on with it? Is it, or?
Yeah.
No, it's what it is.
But it was just equally the way it worked out. So, but yeah, it was just that they didn't give a crap. So unfortunately, that's the mentality I had. So,
but also, mate, all those things which you like done, been through, whatever, all those experiences, they're what make you have the mentality that you've got now as well. Like, so, like, that's what I say when people ask that question: if you could go back and have the mentality which you've got, then would you do things differently? But you wouldn't, because all of those experiences are what kind of form you as you get older, isn't it?
Playing kicking football, I've done it. I played football. It's boring. It's just, you know, I need something to take my mind up. Otherwise, I'm just, especially at a young age, it just gets into bother. So
do you have problems with concentration and that when you were younger?
Probably, or just I don't know, just always, you know, someone do that. So if someone tells you to do that, and I'll do it. So it's just daft stuff. But yeah, so like I say, the best job I ever had was when I was a estate agent. I loved that job when I was in London. You know, started at 9 o'clock, finished at 7. Always busy, always out the office in my car, mooching about London. I loved it, absolutely loved it.
I love driving about. Oh, see, it's ideal, isn't it? Rob Boyle, I'm not having that, Rob. He's only popped in because he's been at football himself, and he's come in at the end and he said, "Evening, lads. Darts is more of a sport than cricket. Come on." Not having that at all.
He's obviously got the darts physique, hasn't he?
Yeah. He's had you there, Rob.
I don't know.
Done you.
He's a keeper as well. But I Rob.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, it's always a pleasure. Roger, nice one, my friend. Always a good time. I'll speak to you over the weekend. You look after yourself. And
don't forget to do that Super 6. Don't want no excuses for the beat at the end of the season.
Don't forget the Super 6. 20-point gap, mate.
And how many times have you used that? That was a comma, not a full stop. How many times have you used that this week?
Only twice. The thing is, like, do you know what I do, innit? I'm running out of rooms in my house because they're all flipping isolating. It's just unreal. Guys, nice one. It's a pleasure. Mind the gap, Rhodri. Mind the gap, my friend.
Giggs. Giggs. G-I-G-G-S. No. Rhodri.
Is there anything that Lionel Messi is better than you at? It's opinions. I respect your opinions. Maybe in your opinion, Messi is better than me, but in my mind, I'm better than him.
I do it again.
Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up, I'm just doing me, everything is on me, oh you matter what, add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up, I'm just doing me, everything is on me, oh you matter what, told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up, matter what, told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me, it's not adding up. I do roll like a Mac.